All right, so little known fact about me, I was bullied big time. Oh my goodness, through elementary school and middle school, parts of high school. It is incredibly frustrating. However, anti-bullying messages, thankfully, are up. Nevada PEP behind a lot of the anti-bullying programs that are happening right now in our fair state. And our next guest is going to talk about what they have planned for us.
He certainly is. Tyler Corder joins us once again. He's the CFO of Findlay Automotive Group, a familiar face to so many of you folks watching right now because he's on TV quite a bit. So, Tyler, welcome back.
It's great to be here. It's good to see you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. So Sean, shared his experience with bullying. It's real stuff. Nevada PEP not only has a whole anti-bullying program, but they also just have been doing amazing work supporting families in the Valley, and you support them. Tell us about the relationship.
So yeah, Nevada PEP is a local charity that was formed about 25 years ago, and what Nevada PEP stands for, PEP stands for Parents Empowering Parents, and so it was founded for by parents that had children with disabilities. And the goal of the organization is to provide resources and help for other parents because there's no guidebook on how to raise a child with a disability, whether it be a physical disability or intellectual or developmental disability.
Yeah.
And so that's what the purpose of the organization was. And it's a well known fact that unfortunately in our schools, these children are often bullied. Yeah. And so that became one of the main, one of the main focuses of Nevada PEP was to have anti-bullying programs, anti-bullying messages out there to try to help give these kids an opportunity to have a great childhood and ultimately to have a great chance to have a great life. And so that's why we support
Yes.
Nevada PEP and really want to be involved with them.
Absolutely. And, so let's talk about Nevada PEP then and the pandemic. Obviously, it's affected everyone. It's affected your business. It's affected what we do. It's obviously affected Nevada PEP as well.
Yeah. So you think about it, in the pandemic, there's been tremendous stress on families, all types of families. But for families that have a child with a disability, it's especially been a problem because number one, they're staying home. They have a child with a disability who doesn't maybe react as well to this isolation. A lot of them have underlying medical issues. So the parents are very, very protective and have kept these young people isolated for the past year. And it's results in many cases, it results into some behavioral problems. Kids are falling further behind in school. In some cases, the parents have had to leave the workforce because they need to become full-time caregiver for their child, and so that's been a real problem for families that are trying to raise a child with a disability. And so, what Nevada PEP does is provides all sorts of resources and tries to help them navigate that whole thing. So they have live webinars and all sorts of resources to help the parents. One of their live webinars has been called Special Ed in the Pandemic, how to help their kid still get their education while they're being isolated at home. Helps families figure out how to navigate distance learning, how to get, there's a lot of assistance programs for these families, but they don't know how to navigate to get to the programs. How do they get to the resources? Nevada PEP helps with all that. And the good thing or the cool thing about Nevada PEP is when you call there, the person answering the phone is a parent that has a child with a disability. So they can empathize, they can help, they know what you're going through, they can help you get to the resources. And so that's really what Nevada PEP is all about and why it's such a value.
That feeling of not being on an island.
Yes.
There's a community there. That's awesome.
Yeah, and when you think about it, there's no playbook. I mean, all of a sudden you have a child with a disability, and now what do you do? And so having someone to help navigate that is really important.
Hey, so many charities and great groups like Nevada PEP have had to put off their fundraisers due to the pandemic. We all know this story. Some things are going virtual, but typically there'll be a run, walk, roll that will happen in the fall. Do you anticipate that event happening?
Well, we hope so. I mean, that's how we first got involved with Nevada PEP was about 10 years ago when they created their run, walk, roll to prevent bullying. They approached us to sponsor a school, and the school they approached us to sponsor was Pete Findlay Middle School, named after the founder of Findlay Automotive. So I couldn't say no to that, so we sponsored. And then
They knew.
Smart.
it was good marketing on their part. So,
Ah,
but then we ended up soon. We had about 10 of our dealerships also involved in sponsoring different schools to participate in the walk. And now, for the last couple of years, we've been the presenting sponsor of the Run Walk Roll. And so this year it's scheduled for October over at
mhm.
UNLV. We think it'll be a live event where, who knows in this environment, but I got to think that 6 months or so from now, we'll have a live event at UNLV where we can gather a lot of the
Outside, yeah.
schools could participate. It's outside, raise awareness for anti-bullying, and it's a really cool thing. There is a backup plan if that can't happen. We'll do like we did last year, which was we ran a social media program called a campaign called I Care, We Care, which was really designed to raise awareness of anti-bullying. And so either way, they'll have something, but I really think it'll be an in-person
I
run,
think
walk,
so
roll.
too. I think we're on our way to somewhat back to normal. I cannot wait. October. Let's pencil it in. We're gonna pencil it in.
There you go.
Hopefully
I
we're
like
there.
that.
Tyler,
Run, walk, roll.
great
I
to
love
talk to you, my
that
friend.
event name too. Tyler, great to see you, my friend.
Great to see you guys. Thank you.
All right, Findlay Automotive Group. They're a proud supporter of the Valley with groups like Nevada PEP. You want to learn more about Nevada PEP? You can go to nvpep.org or call the number you see right there on the screen. And for more on Findlay Automotive, right there on your screen as well. Findlay Automotive Group, a proud sponsor of the Morning Blend.